Hi there guys, and welcome to this quick look at the brand new FIFA 16 demo, which just came out. I think it was over the past few days on the PlayStation Store. To be honest, I wasn't even going to entertain it or look at it, but I thought, you know, I imagine it's probably just about this time last year that I did a quick look at the FIFA 15 one, which seemed to go down well and gave people a little bit of a kind of idea about what the new game was going to be. So I thought, I'll do it again and sort of see what it's like myself. Those of you who are regulars on my channel will know my kind of history with FIFA. I've dabbled with it a little bit on the channel before, and I've certainly spoken about my feelings about it on various videos. Those of you who are new to the channel, let's just say I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, really, in the fact that I used to love it, but I'm slowly growing to hate it over the past few years, due to kind of many reasons. But I will get to that. I will talk about that throughout this. And also I want to point out at the very start, obviously this is a demo, so it's not going to be a fair reflection on, you know, the actual finished game, I imagine. Although I swear it's only like a couple of weeks, is it, until it's actually out fully? So in that sense it's quite a late demo, really. So I can't see how too much will change, or if they'll just kind of tweak a few things. But there we go. So yeah, anything that I say, obviously, kind of take it with a pinch of salt. Things may change by the time the actual game has come out and everything. But there we go. So I've already played the match because it's done that same thing as it has done. Well, it did it last year. I remember, where it just kind of throws you straight into a game. Last year it was Liverpool versus Man City, and this year it was Barcelona versus Real Madrid. And straight away from the off, they did the whole Messi versus Ronaldo thing, as if we aren't tired enough of the whole debate of who's better and who's got the nicest looking face and who's got the sexiest boots. Anyway, all that. So it went straight into that, which annoyed me. But yeah, just before we get into the actual game itself, this thing here, buy FIFA 16, this annoys me already. I think this has actually already been on the demos before, giving you the option. But you actually even get the option before you get to this screen. So people shouting, oh yeah, but if you played a couple of games you might get an idea. Yeah, that's fair enough. But after you've just played that first obligatory game at the start, when it's going through telling you what is new about it, it gives you an option then when you've only played one game. So, I mean, that's fair enough. You know, some people might want to do that. So you click on it, you want to buy the new FIFA 16 game. So you think, yep, that's fine. What, 40, 50 quid? No. Because it is asking you if you want to pre-order the Super Deluxe edition at $79.99. So obviously we know that from like the PlayStation Store and like Xbox Live and everything, games are always a lot cost a lot more, because you can't, of course, like downloading it and everything. You know, you're not getting a physical copy. But I think that is such a cheeky thing to do. Like, if I was clicking on that, I'd expect it to just kind of, you know, buy the game, you know, just the game. But to tempt you to spend £80 on a game that you've only tried on a demo and I mean, everyone knows my thoughts on pre-ordering, and well, even though I have pre-ordered in the past and pre-ordered a couple of new games that are coming out, but this kind of thing just really does piss me off. So to take you to the deluxe edition, which I'll just point out that you can get on Amazon for $54.89 instead of nearly £80. And what the deluxe edition does, of course, it looks at everyone that plays FIFA, and it takes into account what people like to do on it. And basically what you get from the deluxe edition is access to £45 of FIFA Ultimate Team Premium Goal Packs. Okay, so at this stage I'd just like to point out that it turns out there's actually two different deluxe versions. There's a deluxe version that I just mentioned there, where you get the extra gold packs worth £45, which is £54 on Amazon. But the Super Deluxe, which is being advertised here on the PlayStation, yeah, is also $79.99 on Amazon. And the difference with this is that for 40 weeks, you get up to 40 FIFA Ultimate Jumbo Premium Gold Packs worth of the value £96, and you get to start your FIFA Ultimate Team season with Messi, Aguero and Courtois on your squad for just 5 games. No, not all of the games. So, yeah, that's what £80 can get you. Anyway, back to you, Chris, as you were, which is really useful if you don't give a fuck about it like myself. So, yeah, that's really annoying right from the off doing something like that. But there we go. That's a little annoyance there. So let's kick off, shall we? Let's see who we can be. So we can be Sounders FC, Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Chelsea, Barca, Inter, Man City, PSG, Real Madrid, River Plate, and back to there. So let's be Man City versus random Borussia Mönchengladbach. There we go. That's fine. So yeah, new additions to this year. Again, it's always kind of little minor tweaks when it gets to this stage of gaming and everything, because I mean the graphics do look really great, as you'll see in a minute. Yeah, I mean the graphics in terms of the what you see on screen and everything, it hasn't changed that much, as you've seen. This is just the same as last time. The main menu is just the same as last time. But yeah, the actual physical graphics and everything are really look really nice, look really great. But to be honest, that's just a given these days. In this day and age of this, next gen gaming and all the great graphics that you see out there, although it's bad to say, you just expect it to be good graphics, and if it was anything less, then it's just a complete failure from the start, really. So yeah, the graphics are really good. So it's more kind of looking at kind of refining the actual gameplay and everything. Basically, kind of released 8 kind of major things that they're changing. They've said there's more responsive defending. The AI defenders work more as a unit instead of kind of going off on their own. There's a new slide tackle feature where you can kind of opt out of the slide tackle. The AI are more aggressive with interceptions. You can do feints and body swerving off the ball. There's more angled crosses. You can wrap your foot around the ball. There's contextual training, which I'll get onto in a minute. And then, of course, there's the introduction of women's team, which I'm really happy about and really glad about. And that's probably the best thing, I think, about what's going to be about this game. So, I mean, as you can see there, like I say, the graphics on the players especially, yeah, is probably the sharpest it's been. Again, but like I say, that's you do expect that. One thing that is annoying, I'm sure it'll go back to them at some point, the crowd still looks so shit. Again, that might change by the actual main game and the main release, but right now they just look so static, and I mean that's just it just looks so. But solely by this time of gaming and everything, we can get better crowds and better reactions and everything, and it just, I mean, look at that. It's just all, it's so wooden and so awful. And after that, there's not really much difference in kind of the pre-match and half-time stuff in kind of the graphics and the way the players move and the different scenes and everything. That's all very, very similar. And yeah, the gameplay itself is good. I mean, it is good. It does seem a little bit sharper. The main thing I'm finding is the kind of contact between players. I'm finding is a lot more kind of precise and profound. Kind of like off the ball, there's a lot more player collisions. And I did just kind of look at the replay quite intently, and there seems to be a lot less sort of clipping, players clipping through each other, which has happened quite a lot, and I thought really that should have stopped maybe 2 FIFAs ago, but they finally seem to have managed to change that, which is good, and a lot more sort of realistic. The AI, they have made a point of saying that they've been kind of concentrating on the AI itself, and it does seem a lot more intelligent in the way that it acts, a lot more kind of when you're attacking. I wonder what mode I'm on. I didn't even set the difficulty for this. I'm probably on easy, I think, by the looks of it. Whoops, that was my fault. What the hell was I saying there? Yes, the AI is when you're attacking, they do seem to break it. Oh shit, they do seem to break you down a lot easier. Yeah, that was a foul. Apologies for that. They seem to read the game a lot better, especially off the ball. Wow, that's a red card apparently. One thing I did write down is that the referee seems to be a lot harsher, and I think that is possibly a good showing of that right there. I mean, that was a foul, but that surely that wasn't a red card. I don't even know what happened there. It actually looked like the other guy kind of. Oh well, I'm down to 10 men. So yeah, the refs seem to be harsh as ever, which is fair enough. Oh wow, they've actually got the spray. I did not notice that first time round. That's a nice sort of little thing they've added. Yeah, okay, like that. Fair play to that. Yeah, the defence are really good at reading your attacks, especially off the ball. So any kind of dangerous positions, they do actually read it and try and block you off, or read the interceptions. They definitely read the interceptions a lot better. So attacking is going to be a lot more challenging, I would say. Yeah, this has definitely got to be on easy, surely. Yeah, it is. So yeah, one thing that is annoying, because I've already, like I said, I've already played the game, won the first match 1-0. I'll just show the goal now quickly, just to kind of emphasise what I'm saying. I really like the new crossing that they've done. It does seem a lot more sort of pinpoint, and you can add a bit more curve to it, and it just, again, seems more realistic. But the one thing that still hasn't changed for me is the goalkeepers. For me, the goalkeepers are still really shocking, and it's the same thing over and over again for me. It's just the lack of reaction. They're so late to react to things. I mean, you'll like I say, I'll just shown it then. You know, the lateness of the goalkeeper to react to that shot. Then, I mean, that shouldn't have been a goal. I mean, he should have been diving down, you know, as soon as the ball left my foot. But it's just one really big annoyance that I always have with FIFA. I mean, they kind of went through that patch of it being too hard. I can't remember which FIFA it was, but it was like really, really difficult to score against them. But now it seems really, really easy. That was a tame shot, wasn't it? But yeah, like I just said, the crossing does seem a lot better. Sort of in the past, it has been very, very kind of square, as they kind of put it. You know, you just kind of charge alongside the penalty area, and then you just send kind of a straight cross in, and you could do the early cross. But now there's more of a thing where if you're kind of at an angle, it does kind of curve the ball a lot better, and it does seem that little bit more realistic. So if you've got a player kind of running in at the far post, you can kind of curve it round the defence and pick them out. So that always, you know, that looks pretty good, and is sort of a nice little addition that they've made there. If we can do there. The shooting, whether it's just me, I mean, I'm really not a good FIFA player at all. The shooting seems really weak for some reason. I mean, I powered up fairly much there, and it just seems like a really tame effort. Like, I don't know if you can do any pile driver kind of shots or anything, but I don't know. That's something we'll see in the coming weeks, I suppose. So what else is different? Sort of similar to what I just said about the crossing and kind of, you know, being more realistic and angled. Wow, that was a bad goal to concede. Anywhere on the pitch, if you're kind of approaching the ball from a slight angle, then there is more chance of you getting spin on the ball and curving, so, you know, curved passes and everything, which again just adds that bit more kind of realism to it all. Decent finish that though. So that's something else again that kind of goes in with the crosses. Another thing that's kind of, well, I don't want to say hyped up, but gone on about is slide tackles. The same previous FIFAs, it's been much of a case where it's been all or nothing with slide tackles, which is true, to be honest. You're either sliding in for a tackle or and missing the defender, or you would slam straight into them. Half time. Whereas with this one, you actually get the option, sort of, if you start the slide tackle and know you're going to mess up. Apparently, if you press it again quickly, you kind of come out of the slide tackle and you get a second bite at it. But from what I tried in the first game in particular, you have to be really, really, really precise. So if you're an amazing FIFA player, then you might be able to be fine with it and master it. But for me, it just didn't seem to make any difference each time I was doing it. So yeah, that's something they're going on about. But I'll try and show it off here. As you can see, the main menu at halftime and everything is still, no different. They've just made it a different shade, different colour. Yeah, to be honest, I think that just the main difference with it is just the AI. it just seems a lot more responsive and a lot more, you know, kind of like that there. They're a lot more aggressive with their interceptions. They're a lot more aggressive with the interceptions that they do, which is good. Well, it can be annoying, obviously, but it does make it that bit more of a challenge. So let's try and slide in there. So you see, I started sliding there, obviously realised I couldn't do it, pressed it again, and he got up quicker than, you know, if I'd have held on to the button or let go or something. So, yeah, I think it's a nice feature, but I don't know if I'd be that quick to kind of remember to do it or get used to it. I suppose it is one of those things that you would get used to using, but yeah, I suppose you pro FIFA players, it's a nice little add-on. See, I've written all these notes down about this, and I think it just all boils down to FIFA now. All the changes that they make to your kind of average FIFA player who doesn't really play it that much, or especially doesn't play play online and literally just buys it for the season and career mode like myself. You know, the little extra touches are okay, but don't make that much of a difference. Look at the poor graphics on that camera in the back. But for your kind of seasoned veterans of FIFA, it will probably make a big difference to you. So I think it's kind of got to that point now where EA are literally just kind of aiming each new game for your more veteran and kind of seasoned players, really. And I said it before and I'll say it again, I think they just constantly focus everything on Ultimate Team. What's going on here? Then yeah, there's still little things like that as well, sort of pauses between play that are still annoying, and like when making substitutions, it doesn't flow smoothly. What's I saying? Yeah, Jesus Christ, that was a shit goal, wasn't it? Yeah, it just annoys me how much they put all their eggs in one basket with Ultimate Team. I mean, it is such a popular thing with people. It's kind of that thing where if you're of the age between, say, 10 and 18, 19 years old, you're probably playing FIFA Ultimate Team when you're playing a FIFA game. You're not playing it for a career or season mode. You know, I've never got into Ultimate Team. I've tried it before and it's just not for me. I just don't have the patience with it, and I'm just genuinely just don't care, really. But everything they always release with the new FIFAs now, they always link something in with Ultimate Team. So, you know, the deluxe edition, the only thing that you get from that is getting 45 quid worth of premium gold Ultimate Team stuff, which is great if you're an Ultimate Team player, I suppose, but, you know, for your average player, it means absolutely nothing. Obviously, you know, you just wouldn't buy it, I suppose, but I just, you know, add something in for everyone. I like when they made the announcement at E3 with the whole thing with Pele, which I still don't understand why they did that. They made a big deal at the end where something like if you pre-order now, or if you do some kind of certain thing with it, then you get 2 extra special cards, which I think was Pele and Messi or something. Which again, it's just always about Ultimate Team, and it just annoys me because FIFA has changed so much now, but it just seems that FIFA now is just, you might as well just call it Ultimate Team and have career mode as a bit of a side thing, because that's all it is now. And it just grates on me a little bit. It irks me how it's just going down that one path and they're not taking everyone into consideration with it. See, how weak is that keeping? I mean, that shot was going about 5 miles an hour and just, you know, puts it straight out to me. Anyway, the other things that they've changed, or have talked about that have changed: more responsive defending for yourself when you're playing. So if you're running sort of back to goal and everything, and there's sudden change and everything, apparently you can do the swing step or something, and it's basically like you can quickly switch your direction or something, which you couldn't do before. So apparently that's a major change in the gameplay and the dynamics of it. And I haven't showed you it yet, but the contextual training. So if I just press the right stick button in, you'll see that thing that just appeared over my player's head. So essentially, you know, if you're maybe a new player to FIFA or something, or you just want to have really annoying things above your player's heads all game, this shows you how to play the game. I just don't see the point in it. I mean, I read one review of it saying, oh, it really isn't that intrusive. Well, for me it is, because I mean, if I'm trying to, I played for it for one half in the first match, and you just don't see what it says, because I mean, for me now, I'm concentrating on the actual play, and there's no chance of you seeing what's above the player's head there, and it's just there's no need for it, and it's not even that helpful. I mean, look at that, celebrate. Oh, I didn't think to do that. I better do that now. But there's just no real use to it. I mean, if you want to train and get used to it, then go and do training. Don't do it as you're playing it and make it in that form. It just seems like it's just unnecessary. There's no need for it to be there for me. But again, that's my opinion. And of course, the last main thing, as I already mentioned, is the introduction of women's team, which, like I say, it is kind of about time. And it's come about at the right time, I think, as well. There's been a lot more interest in the women's game, and they're kind of finally getting the respect they deserve. So it's really nice. It's sort of a nice touch, and like I say, probably for me the most positive thing about the new game. So it is nice to see that. So if I was to buy it, then I would, to be honest, I'd probably spend a lot of time playing that, just because it's something different and something new. And for me, ultimately, there's nothing really that new between this one and the last FIFA. Obviously all the things that I've talked about are all new, of course, but for me it's not enough to warrant spending nearly £45 on what they class as a new game. It's just I could not justify spending nearly £45 or £55, depending on what edition you go for, on this game. I mean, I really wasn't a big fan of the last FIFA, and like I said, the graphics are a hell of a lot sharper and look nicer, but that's expected. I do like the change in kind of the crossing and the more angled passing and the curvature and everything on the ball. It definitely does seem a lot better with the collision between the players. There's no clipping in and no popping or anything, which is good. But apart from that, it's really nothing that warrants... Oh my god, seriously? That's just stupid. That really is ridiculous. It just doesn't warrant spending that much on a new game. I've said it time and time before again. For me, now it's got to the stage where the past 3 or 4 FIFAs, there's just hardly anything really changing. And for me, instead of releasing a fully priced game every single year, they should just release sort of DLC just to update it. Because a lot of the time, the joke was, you only buy a brand new FIFA to get the updated teams. God, that was a really wooden handshake as well. That's one thing as well that happened in the first game. Benzema was shaking a much smaller player's hand at the end, and for some reason the player was looking at Benzema's penis whilst he was shaking his hand, and it just looked really daft. But anyway, that's going off topic. So for me, it would just make more sense, or I would be more happier with them releasing DLC every year that did upgrade it and make things better and tighter. But to release a brand new game every single year and be asking for £45-50 every time is just cheeky for me. I just don't agree with it whatsoever. I know a lot of people will disagree with me on what I've had to say. But for me, I won't be buying FIFA again until it either gets extremely noticeably better with its gameplay, or they just decide to bring the price down, and decide not to just constantly focus on Ultimate Team every single year. But until then, I won't be buying another FIFA because I just don't care anymore. I literally do not care, and it's sad to say because, like I say, I was a big player of FIFA 97. Oh, just as I was saying about no clipping and popping, that literally just happened on that replay there. Oh god. But yeah, I was a player of FIFA 97, and I played every FIFA up until sort of 2002, 2003. Then I moved on to Pro Evo a little bit, and then I moved back to FIFA at about 2008, and again being a player ever since. But since about 2012, FIFA 12, I've just really not been that interested. One little thing that I do like that they've added is this thing here, the little highlights package at the end, where it will take it back in sort of real time and show you the highlights, which is just a nice little extra touch, but definitely without a doubt, no, it doesn't make things better for me, put it that way. But yeah, that's just a nice little touch. So yeah, there we go. That's FIFA 16 demo. Like I say, it is the demo, so a lot of things I imagine will probably change by the time of the full release, but I imagine not a lot of the things will change that I want to change on it. Like I said, the main hurt for me is just the amount that you have to pay for it, when realistically, I mean, between FIFA 15 and 16, it's essentially the same game. I mean, it's funny, NerdCube recently did, I think he did something like 7 years of FIFA, or 8 years of FIFA or something. He basically bought all the FIFAs since like 2008, 2009, 2010, and played like the last 6 or 7 years of FIFA and kind of trying to see what the difference is between each game. And really looking back on it, it's really quite bad, really, looking at how, I mean, obviously lots have changed with the kind of intrinsic little things and the minute details, but looking at it from his point of view, who's not a FIFA player, you kind of look at it and think, why are people paying full price for this game every year and essentially just paying for the same thing? I suppose it's just the same with any game these days that is constantly kind of reproduced, like Battlefield and COD and, lots of games like that. You are essentially just paying full price for the same game with minor changes, but that's the kind of gaming world that we're living in at the moment, and it's a shame, but there we go. EA will get lots of money from it because people will still spend a lot of money on it. But if you decide to buy the full FIFA Super Deluxe thing after playing just one game of it at the very start and buying it off the PlayStation Store, then I'm sorry, but you are a fool. Anyway, that's the last thing I've got to say about this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.